Hey guys, I'm Eric and Karina.
I'm Nepo Baby.
And I'm Vitamin E.
And today, I want to welcome you all back to the Late Podcast. The law according to Eric, and we should give a goodbye to Nepo Baby.
It was a pleasure being here, guys. I'm really going to miss hopping on the podcast as part of my internship. It was great.
I was going to say, before the podcasting world thinks we fired you, no, it's just that his summer time is over and he has to go back to school.
No, Eric fired him. No, he'll be back sometime, I guess. All right. So today's topic for the podcast is step parents.
That's right. You told me and then I forgot and then I didn't want you to tell me again so I could be more surprised. Yes. But okay. Step monsters.
Yes. You have experience being a stepdad.
Kind of.
I don't have experience with step parents. I think
yeah,
you don't
I can't
either.
say I do either.
Yeah.
I'm almost. You know? I'm not quite a step parent, but I kind of am. But yeah. I get it.
Yeah. All right. Let's start it.
Okay.
First one is, am I the asshole for telling my fiance that he ruined our vacation when he decided to take the kids? My fiance, 41, is divorced. He shares custody of his 11-year-old and 7-year-old with his ex-wife. We planned a vacation to a resort and I took care of all the reservations and payments. But first, I had to make absolutely sure that he was free on that date. 3-day vacation. He gave me the okay to go ahead and proceed with the booking. 2 days before the vacation, his ex called him asking if he'd have the kids after she got into an accident and broke her leg. He took them immediately for the weekend. As soon as I saw them, I lost my temper on him. He said it was okay that he'd either take them with us or just postpone. I had a huge argument with him and said that he was ruining the vacation. Oh no, he said that I was ruining the vacation by this reaction, but I told him that he ruined the vacation the minute he took the kids off of his ex. I ended up going to stay with my friend after that. He's upset with my reaction, saying that I'm judging him by his circumstances and making him feel bad for wanting to make sure his kids were taken care of. Then she said, edit, look, this isn't the first time. He's done this before and caused me to cancel a lot and cost me a lot of money and time off of work as well. Do you really think I'm the asshole? You want to take this one first or no?
100%. She is a fucking flaming cunt. Okay? Yes. Yeah, she's more than an asshole. She's the little hair that comes out of an asshole. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
When you choose to date and ultimately accept a proposal, right, fiance, from a divorced man with children, you should already know that the children almost always come first, especially in this type of circumstance. If you called from the hospital,
exactly.
and that's a different kind of dilemma. And I'm just saying, if it were me, and it were my kids, and my ex broke her leg, it's a no-brainer.
Exactly.
Okay,
she broke her leg, she can't be, standing on it to cook for them.
Oh, no. You're Hurricane, you're missing the point. I don't care about her. Okay, I don't want the kids to have to deal with that. The fucking nagging, and I can't get up, and my leg hurts, and get me some Advil. No, fuck. Come on, come with me. Let's go to a resort. Okay, let's eat healthy, eat well, and sleep in, and hit the beach. It's only plus. It's only 3 days.
3 days. It's only a 3-day vacation. Yeah, that's what I wasn't understanding either.
I'm sorry. I know you're about to say something. Sorry. This just feels like she's butthurt, and I think she also takes this too personally. Yeah. Right? Like, oh, you're choosing them over me. Okay, guess what? First of all, you're not married yet. Okay? You're essentially a glorified girlfriend.
Exactly.
Number one. Number two, those are his biological kids. Then they're at that age where they can't just stay by themselves and be there. If the mom really is going to be bedridden for a couple of days till she gets crutches or she can start to move around, and you don't know if she's capable of taking them places. Okay, so
or they have places to go.
It's just that's actually the best thing he could have done. And you know what? If Cunty Lucinda fiance was really that upset, he's right. Fucking postpone it.
Yeah.
Put it off for a month, a couple of weeks, whatever, and go do your little.
I'm sure he'd be fine to pay for the postponement.
Of course,
I'm sure he wouldn't have a problem with that.
Yeah, and that's also why, to me, she's kind of a cunt.
Yeah.
Because the issue seems to be like this, I've lost so much money and time. Fuck you.
Like it's been many times.
I know, come on. But guess what? It's going to be many more times. Okay, you ungrateful slag.
Because at first I was like, okay, maybe the mom is doing it on purpose, but no one's gonna break their leg on purpose.
No, of course
to
not.
To make sure you don't go on a vacation. No. Now, if it was like that one mother-in-law that every time they had a special thing, something important, she would be like, oh, I'm dying and this and that, and nothing would be wrong, then that would be different. But I just feel like in this one, all she was doing really was like, hey, I got in an accident. I'm not gonna, I didn't total my car for no reason, just so you wouldn't go on vacation.
And by the way, the fact that she's thought enough about her inability to take care of the kids, that's right.
Because she doesn't have a car anymore either. She can't drive them.
So you have to put their interests first. Exactly. I'm with you. So, Nepo, what were you going to say?
Sorry. I just think it's telling that she had to put an edit out there like, oh, he's done this so many times, blah, blah, blah.
I'm sure people were coming at her for that.
Because, you're not going to mention that if you felt like your case was already strong enough. And so the fact, she is the asshole for sure. I don't think there's any debate here.
Now, the way he said it, she is the asshole. 100%. She's the hole.
Look, I'm gonna do two.
Okay.
Right, so number one, I'm gonna give fiance 4 1/4 dingleberry.
Okay.
I'm also gonna rate her 3 on the Feldman scale of shame.
Right.
That's almost that. She's not shameful at all. I'm putting this out there. Okay. And the only
this is what we're saying. Bring shame back.
Yeah, I'm just saying, and the only thing that would have made this even worse in my mind is if fiance called the ex-wife. She's like, "Look, bitch, you need to pay me the difference of postponing." That
we don't know. She didn't do that.
Yeah, that would be surprising,
edit, right?
I know,
and I'm almost surprised, right? Because I would.
You think she'd say that?
Fuck yeah! The way she's reacting, surprised it's not even in there.
Exactly. I know, but asshole. All right, next one.
Hit it.
Title is: I saw my stepmom's Reddit account and found out that she hates me and my siblings.
By the way, that's probably true for 90% of step-parents, but
you don't put it on Reddit.
Not without a burner account.
Exactly. No, she's even more stupid than you. Yeah.
Okay.
My father has been married to my stepmother for 5 years. He has been divorced from my mother since my younger brother was 2 years old. There is no beef between them, and they have a great co-parenting relationship. I have a 17-year-old sister, a 16-year-old brother, and I myself am 25. Then my father has a 3-year-old son with my stepmother. I found her Reddit account in a pretty random way. Since I'm only home on the weekends, I let her use my computer. I guess she forgot to close her email because I was able to come home during the week. She doesn't post too much, but she comments way too much. I was honestly going to close the email, but I caught my attention that all the replies were from a step-parent subreddit, so curiosity went over me. The first thing I saw was her last post in which she detailed things about my life in a random Reddit sub, criticizing my decisions and even lying to get people to support her. She has posts on that site talking about how happy she feels when my siblings are not at home. My sister adores her, but she has comments talking about how she can't wait for them to turn 18 and leave the house because she doesn't want to share the house with her. She has a lot of comments answering other people that it's totally okay to not love your stepchildren because they're not family, and it's okay to not consider them one. She has comments talking about how much it bothers her when my dad and my brother have sleepovers, as she is tired of hearing the laughter of a teenager and can't wait until we all leave the house so my father can be with his real family, which is her and the
I understand, yeah.
But what she hates the most is having to learn sign language for my little sister. It has always seemed kind of strange to me that stepmom still struggles with sign language, but now I know that she never really put an effort to learn. My sister said that for many people, sign language is very difficult, so I never said anything. But now I know that she always found it stupid to learn how to communicate with my sister, but my sister has always tried to help her. I was too surprised by the hatred she has when my father spends time with me and my sister. Her jealousy towards us is so obvious that it disgusts me that there were so many people who told her how they feel the same way about their stepdaughters, to the point of sexualizing things, like disgusting things that I don't even want to say here. My siblings are not problem children, and they even love her very much, and what fills me with anger the most is that she's so fake in front of us. Do you know the times I've offered to babysit my half-brother so she and my dad can go on a date? All the times she's refused to let me take care of him, but now I saw comments that she left about how I am living at my father's house and I don't help her at all, only for other people to respond saying that she should give my father an ultimatum to make me leave because I'm too old to live with him as he has a new family. I cook my food, I do my laundry, I help my father pay the bills and rent while she doesn't. And normally I only come home on the weekends because I'm in a police academy for the whole week. I don't even care if I'm making it obvious who I am. I hope she finds this. It was my father who told me to move back with him so that when I came back from the academy on Friday nights, it would be a shorter trip. She sexualizes my interactions with my father, saying that it's not normal for me to hug my dad and that I should know my place. He's my father, you bitch. What the hell is wrong with you? I'm so disgusted, and I have the comments, I have the post. I even have comments from years ago, and I could use them. She's saying, what should I do?
I'm disgusted at the fucking rambling at this point. This is probably a good time for our weekly public service announcement.
Stop ranting on Reddit.
Fucking write less. We got the gist of this after like 4 lines. Maybe, and I'm just spitballing here, maybe pick out the most egregious shit, put that in, and cut this down by like 2
I know.
I start like, I'm like playing with my fucking fingernails. Like, I'm getting so bored listening to this. So.
She's asking, what should she do?
Nothing. What can you do? You could rat her out. You can confront her. Like, privately. I don't know that I'd blow up everything, especially because you have a half-sister who's really young. I was like, listen, number one, you're not technically savvy, and everybody found your account, and we all know it's you.
Right.
Number two, now that we know how you really feel, none of us want any kind of relationship with you ever again.
Right.
And, I don't give a shit what you think. Our father's our father, and we're as much a real family to him as you are with your little brat.
Yeah.
And fuck you and my half-sister.
Brother,
whatever. And then, like, piss on the flowers or whatever. I don't know.
Piss on the flowers.
Whatever. I mean, seriously, you're not going to change. Yeah. Look, here's the truth about this whole thing, okay? You're not going to make her like you anymore or change her attitude.
Right.
No matter what. So you can either pretend like you didn't find it, but then start keeping distance. And eventually she'll figure out, but that's probably what she wants, or it's going to make her happy. Or just confront her. Maybe confront her in front of your dad. Say, look, this is who your wife really is. This is how she really feels. Right? Although you may blow up a second marriage. I mean, not necessarily he blew up the first one. It would almost be like if your cringy sister-in-law somehow stumbled upon a podcast that your brother-in-law's brother does that name drops her all the time. Right? And then she found out how we really feel.
Right.
Almost like that. First one, buddy.
Okay. Hasn't happened yet, though.
What do you guys think?
Christian, why don't you go first?
Well, this is why you don't, post on Reddit. Because you're not going to get good advice. It's just going to be an echo chamber of people, yes-manning you.
Exactly. Just like people are yes-manning her. People are yes-manning
who the hell is on her side? I mean,
step-parents that feel the same way.
I know. Tough. Jesus Christ. Clearly the stepmom has some sort of jealousy issue. I mean, if you're so insecure that you're actually questioning not only if your husband has some sort of sexual undertones with his male child,
so they're both female.
They're both female.
Yeah, it was about her and the other sister. Which
gotcha. Yeah. Okay, still, so you're so insecure that you're questioning if incest is on the table. What is wrong with you?
Exactly. Well, she did confront them. I did read the
good.
She first told her mother about it because she was also talking about her mother, lying about her mother being, problematic. So then they told the siblings, and then she confronted the actual stepmom about it. And the stepmom was basically like, well, that's my diary. You had no reason to go on there and read it. Basically saying she was the nosy one and she shouldn't have snooped. And then the stepmom was like, well, that's how I feel. I feel like I did nothing wrong. That's just my feelings. They went to the dad after that because she was calling the daughters whores and stuff for being close to their dad. So the dad at the end was like, you're wrong for this. She still stood on her ground, though. She was like, I did nothing wrong. I don't see a problem with what I said. I feel like it was right. Dad ended up leaving her. So.
Damn. I mean, can't say that's too surprising.
No, especially if you double down.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the part, when somebody takes the first position of, why are you looking at my stuff?
Yeah.
My private stuff. That's because they're deflecting the real issue.
Yeah. They want to make it about you're wrong.
Right. And I know, I've seen this in the practice of law all the time. In fact, I'm dealing with a case right now that's very crazy where the opposing side constantly doubles down on things, even after they've been kind of smacked around by me, legally, in the legal system.
Yeah.
And they just never back off of the same positions, even no matter how wrong.
Don't stop.
Right.
Keep
or
going.
Egregious it is. There are some people that do that. Some people think it's a strategy. I can't show weakness. Now I have to really show them that I'm serious. In a relationship with a family, that's the dumbest thing you can do.
Yeah.
The bottom line is she this may have been her true feelings, right? And all she needed to say was, I understand from your perspective this is terrible. From my perspective, this is just how I feel.
Yeah.
It's not deep rooted. I don't hate everybody. This is just how I vent and get these things off my chest. that might have gone over a little better.
But not.
And especially because some of the content was intentionally hurtful.
Yeah.
And I don't know why people do that if they're basically using Reddit as an online diary.
Exactly.
Unless, again, these are just like her own deeply manifested feelings, or maybe she actually believes some of it, like the former wife, like the other kid's mom. But even that, like, you would think she would know what's true, right, what's truthful and what's not. So,
yeah.
So diary mom is definitely an asshole.
Yeah. Stepmom, yeah.
I'm giving stepmom 3.5. Mm-hmm. I thought about giving her more, but 3.5 dingleberries I think is sufficient because she did do it online privately.
Okay.
They stumbled upon it. Mm-hmm. She likely treated them with some degree of dignity when everybody was together, even if she didn't like it.
Yeah, well, she said she's really fake around them.
Right, so, but I'm saying, but sometimes you have to look, there are people I don't like, right? But if I'm forced to be in a room with them all night or whatever, I just keep to myself and I don't go out of my way to be offensive. I just, just try to get along and then just, when I'm done and time to go, I go.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So a Feldman scale, I give her like a 4.
Okay.
On the Corey Feldman scale of shame.
Okay.
A 5 would be like completely shameless.
10. No, Feldman goes all the way to 10.
Gotcha.
0 is no shame at all.
Oh, okay.
Because Corey Feldman has 0 shame.
Yeah, so 0
no shame in his game.
Yeah.
Have you seen the ones now? He's got like a wind machine blowing on him. There was a TikTok. I should forward it to you.
What?
He gets up there and he's doing like this crazy guitar riff. Okay, and there's literally a wind machine blowing in his hair. He looks like he's in an 80s rock video.
Oh my god.
And his hair is super black and shiny. So you can tell he dyes it and then he oils it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, some guy, a real guitar player on TikTok, basically showed the world how he wasn't even really playing
the guitar. Oh my god.
He was like air guitar. I mean, he had a real guitar, but he was just faking it to look cool. And at the very last riff, he turned it on just to like one last strum. So
that's so embarrassing.
That's what I mean. It just gives you an idea of how
that's so
fucking delusional, right? When you fall from grace, a guy like that, you fall hard. Yeah. I mean, I feel bad because if he was legitimately raped by Charlie Sheen, like he said, or some of these people like in Hollywood, all the pedophiles, I get it. But you know what, buddy? You're in your fucking 50s now.
Don't be on TikTok like that.
Literally, he was touring with fucking Limp Bizkit. That's who he was opening for Limp Bizkit. Do you know how far down the fucking rung of popularity you have to be in order for you to be considered the opening act for Limp Bizkit at a fucking state fair in Iowa with like 35 people? Okay, that's what's going on. That's what's up. All right.
Yeah. All right.
Next one.
Title is My Stepdaughter Said She Hates Me, So I'm Not Bringing Her on My Trip. Am I the asshole?
No. Unless she's like 4.
No, she's not 4.
Okay.
I, 28 female, married my 20... hold on, let me say that. I, 28 female, married my 37 male husband 4 years ago when his daughter was 11. She's 15, almost 16 now. Her parents have been divorced since she was 7. She still sees her mom regularly, and they have a great relationship. I know I'll never be her mother, and I have never tried to take on that role, nor force her to look at me that way. The problem is she doesn't like me at all. Since she was 11, she's made it clear that I'm not her mom. She rolls her eyes at me, she ignores me all the time, tells me about her mom, etc. Her mom and I get along, though. She'll call me if she needs me to take her stepdaughter to practice, stuff like that. She has a new baby. We're not best friends, but we do keep in touch because of the daughter. Her dad travels a lot for work, so I am the sole parent figure for her, really. I don't try to force her to spend time with me or anything like that. I'll suggest we can go shopping, watch a movie, etc., especially when her dad travels out of town for a few days, but she never agrees. She always shuts me down. This brings me to last week. I had to go in her room to put more towels in her bathroom, and she's been a little down because her boyfriend broke up with her. I knock and she lets me in, and I see she's watching Love is Blind. So I said, oh, I'm watching this right now with Anna, my niece. I'm an episode behind you, but I'd love to watch it with you. She ignores me, and I put the towels up in her bathroom. And when I'm leaving, I say, I have snacks downstairs. I also got new face masks if you want to try them out, or we could just talk if you want someone to talk to. Just because we're both into skincare, and I know how hard a teenage breakup is. She pauses her TV and says, stop fucking trying to be my mom. I don't like you. You're just my dad's wife. I have a mom, and you mean nothing to me. So stay the fuck away from my life and stop trying to get me to do things with you. I want nothing to do with you, you weirdo. She shoos me out of her room and slams the door in my face. I'll admit I cried a little. My niece said she would love to go to the beach because she's never been, and she would want to go on a good vacation before she starts college. So we started making plans. I'm paying for both of us, and her mom says she wants to go too, and she'll pay for herself. Niece is bringing a friend, whatever. Yesterday, when I was searching and calling around for hotels and amenities and things to do, she comes down and heard me. Her dad walked in, so she asked, are we going on a vacation? But she said, I don't think so. Are we, Sarah? I said, oh, no, not you guys. I'm taking my sister and my niece and her friend as a graduation present. And she asked her dad if she can go along. He asked me why I didn't ask her, and I said, We made this plan when I asked her if she wanted to watch a show with me and my niece, and she told me that I'm not her mom and she doesn't want to do anything with me if she doesn't care for me. She said they tried to make excuses, and I said, I can't be your parent/friend when you want me to do things for you, but you treat me like crap any other time. She went and called her mom, and her mom called me, and I explained what happened and what she said. She was shocked about what her daughter had told me, but understood completely. She told my stepdaughter that she will take her on a trip when she graduates, but she missed out by acting the way she did and can't force me to take her. My husband said I should get over it, and I'm being the asshole. I don't think I'm in the wrong here. Do you think I'm in the wrong? No.
This is a tougher one. I knew immediately you were going to say that. But this is a tougher one because I'd have to know if there have been prior interactions like this.
Right.
Or if this is just a typical teenage girl venting who just broke up with a boyfriend who really just wants to wallow in her own sorrow.
Right.
Look, I have a teenage son, and he gets in those moods too, and he lashes out, and he says shit that later he'll regret. And a couple of times, I, almost took it very personally. And then I realized that that's just teenage boys.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of how they are, or girls in this case. And these are not uncommon reactions to kind of lash out, especially if she's feeling upset over the loss of this relationship or whatever. Now, does it excuse it? No. Should she have said anything like that? No. If I were the stepmom, maybe I would have said to her, hey, look, I think that you're just going through some shit. Maybe it would make you feel better if you want to come with us. We're going to do this little trip.
Right.
I bet you all of a sudden the demeanor changed. Now, having said that, I also get the idea of, oh, you mean you're nice to me when something's in it for you?
Exactly.
But that's a very teenage thing to do.
Yeah.
Right? Like, teenagers do that. All three of my kids did that when they were teenagers, went through that. They still do to an extent.
Yeah.
Right? When they want something or they need something, it's all dad and hey, great, okay. But when they're mad or you say no, then, the fucking tantrum. So that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
If their relationship is generally good, I would treat this like an isolated incident.
I don't think it is because she said she's always told her that.
Then if that's the case, then if I'm stepmom, just fucking stop trying.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Well, I think that's what happened here. She was like, fuck it. I stopped trying.
And that's what I'm saying. In that case, then she's not the asshole.
Yeah.
Again, that's why I'm saying if this were more because of the timing and the circumstances, that's one thing. Yeah, if she's been like that and she lashes out all the time and she's like really resentful, okay, you know what? Your dad and I aren't going to divorce, right? You don't have to. Him and
your mom aren't going to get back together.
Mom's already got a new baby too, and that might be part of this.
Maybe
like the new baby, and she's just sort of testy and the whole thing, But
if she's always been like this, I don't think so. I think she's
that's what I'm saying. It sounds like stepmom's really kind of gone out of her way.
Yeah, to be nice.
Especially having any kind of relationship with the biological mom and trying to help each other out and coordinate shit.
Exactly.
Kids don't understand how difficult that is.
Yeah.
I don't think my ex and my current are ever going to chat. Right? Maybe at my funeral or something. Like I'm just saying, like I don't see them getting ice cream or hanging out or anything like that. Okay.
No.
So I'm saying, there's a lot to that.
Yeah.
So that's why it was sort of like, but if generally daughter or stepdaughter is always kind of treating her like this, fuck off.
Yeah. No, I think she's a brat. Like I said, I believe that she's been like this because of how she said, like, it's always been like that. She's always told me I'm not her mom. She doesn't like me. She hates me. All this other stuff. I think it's just her. She's just like that. And she's a bitch to her. And she's like, realized, like, I can be a bitch to her and nothing happens because it doesn't matter. Like, she's not my mom. I can treat her like that. And I think this is like one of those good like teaching moments to kids where it's like you can't be an asshole and then expect people to be nice to you. Like everyone has their breaking point, and I think this was hers.
Yeah, no, I mean I don't think that the person who wrote this is an asshole.
No.
If they're not purposely omitting something, but obviously the daughter kind of sounds like an asshole, but I'm also like sympathetic because like I know I was an asshole when I was 16. Let alone if I were to like see my parents get divorced and go through like a breakup and have like a new half sibling, like I could see myself being an extra asshole. Just feel like she's not directing it in the right places. Obviously, like it seems like the stepmom, like you said, like she's been putting in effort, and it doesn't sound like the stepmom's been like a difficult person to be around, especially after like the story we just read.
Right, exactly. About like other step parents being assholes, and it's like you're trying.
Yeah. So no, I don't really think she's the asshole. I'm a bit sympathetic to the asshole child, but still an asshole.
Okay. Next one is a confession. Okay. This is rambling. You can stop me when you feel like it got too long, though.
Okay, I'm already upset.
Title is, I hate being a step-parent.
Oh, okay.
Before anyone starts in on the whole, well, you knew what you were getting into when you met him and he had kids, I realized that. I get it. I really do. However, I didn't fully understand how isolated, rejected, depressed, and, well, quite frankly, bullied I would be when I decided to marry a man that had kids. For context and backstory, when I met my now current husband, I was 34. I was a single parent to a very self-sufficient, bright teenage girl. I had a decent career after getting my master's degree. I had lost a lot of weight for the first time in my life and was mentally and physically where I wanted to be. We dated for about 2 years before we got married and moved in together, and had our daughter, who is now 5. His kids at the time were 4 and 7. He worked a lot and seemed to have his kids quite a bit, and I knew that part of getting into this relationship with him. Fast forward 7 years later, and I have spent more time raising his children than I have spent actually being with him alone, and I'm fucking over it. Their mother is a disgusting piece of shit who has bounced from man to man to man and puts her needs before the kids. She has 6 children by 5 different men and has been in a multitude of relationships with different men since I've known them, and it makes me sick to my stomach. She drops her kids off at our house every single weekend and every single vacation, and never with clean, fresh, properly fitting clothes. No toiletries, nothing. All
right, but hold on. So this has nothing to do with her being a step-parent as much as so far this is just bitching about the natural mom and all these kids. But keep going. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like so far.
So far, title, she's complaining about the husband.
The title's a little misleading based on what she's rambling.
No, she gets into it, though.
Okay, all right.
She expects my husband to not only pay his child support, but in addition to then buy them clothes every single time they're at our house and pay for any extracurriculars for them as well. She tells the kids that even though I'm with them 90% of the time, they don't have to listen to me at all because I'm not their mom. I need to mind my business when it comes to their visitations, and I don't get a say in any part of how often they come or if they have to listen to me when they do come. My stepson, who is now 15, seems to somewhat understand that his mom is an ass. He doesn't really bother me too much. He's actually a pretty nice kid. My stepdaughter, who just turned 12, is the one who's giving me a lot of issues. She cries, whines, and manipulates and is so rude and will oftentimes take things I say to her and twist them around to tell her mom something different, which will then start a barrage of colorful texts to my husband about me, who in turn says nothing. When I've tried to bring this up to my husband, he acts like all I do is complain. He doesn't see the big deal because his kids know they're supposed to listen to me when they're at our house, and he just doesn't want any issues. I don't see this getting any better, but as the years go on, there's actually a lot more to the situation than this. But the main point is I'm depressed. I've struggled with anxiety and depression my whole life, and I really regret trading in my mental and physical health for this marriage and for these kids. All the time, I think about what a good place I was in before I met him and those kids, and how I wish I could rewind time and walk the other way when I saw him, so I wouldn't be feeling this way. I don't regret my daughter. She's a doll, and I love her so much, but I do regret being in this marriage. Should I leave or should I stay? I'm not sure anymore. What do we think of her?
Yeesh.
I feel bad for her, though.
Well, I'm going to let Gen Z handle this one first.
You can go.
I don't know. I mean, it just sounds like she shouldn't have been, like, any sort of mother figure from the get-go, but that is, like, her fault.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, obviously it sounds like the other mom sucks, but, like, at the end of the day, you
got into this relationship.
Yeah, I know. You knew that that's kind of like a possibility or like a consequence of your actions when you're like getting into a relationship like this. So, I don't know. Just seems like she ain't built for this.
It's not. Yeah, I think it's hard to say she's the asshole, because it doesn't seem like she hates the kids or anything like that. I don't think she hates being like a step parent to them. What I think she hates is that the dad doesn't help because he's out and about on like working. And she kind of feels alone in this marriage. Like she kind of feels like I'm stuck here. I gave everything kind of for kids that aren't mine. And then I can't even tell them anything because then I'm in trouble. That's kind of what it feels like.
Oh, okay. I think that everybody glossed over something.
What was it?
That's 6 kids with 5 different people.
Oh, yeah.
So how many of other dads' kids, like the other guys, are coming on the weekend? Because she's making it sound like all 5 kids.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
And that doesn't. And if that's the case, she definitely didn't sign on for that.
Right. Exactly.
Now, if Mama is bringing the one that belongs to her husband or whatever, that's different. Mm-hmm. And we don't know because she doesn't say. She just says she drops the kids off. Yeah. How many? Because if she's dropping them all. Right? And Dad's kind of saying, okay, fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get where she's...
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Now, is this divorce-worthy? Honestly, it may be.
It may be.
Yeah.
Right? Because if this is putting like a financial strain on them, and dad's not around because I get it, he's out making a living.
He's working,
I'm not saying he's a jerk.
Right.
It'd be different if dad was like at the bar.
Exactly.
Getting Hummers from the hookers.
Yeah.
Right? But if he's just like a traveling salesman or something, he's just out a lot working, trying to make a living. Okay, either he changes careers, you got to put up with that.
Yeah.
But if it's just the two kids, right? Plus she has her own, I guess.
Yeah.
She might be overreacting.
Yeah.
I get the frustration. It would annoy me too if every time my kids are dropped off or I pick them up for a weekend, they're now clean clothes, they need haircuts, like all this shit, and I'm paying support.
And they don't have to listen to you.
Right.
Yeah.
But they have to listen. At least that's the rule. If you're with me, you do what I say. When you're mom, you do what she says.
Yeah, but our mom's like, no, I don't care. You have to listen to her. So I think the mom's also enabling the kids to act like, well, not the son. She said the son's okay. It's the daughter. So, all right. You ready for the next one then?
I am.
Yeah.
All right. Title is, Am I the asshole for telling my dad's wife I own the house that she lives in? My 29 female dad married a woman named Maria a year ago after dating her for 4 years. My dad wanted to buy a larger house for them to live in, but couldn't afford it without selling the home he lived in at the time, which is the unique property that he dearly loves. Although I now live abroad, I like the area he lives in, and my husband offered to buy a house there that my dad and Maria could live in. My dad agreed to this on the provision that we not tell Maria that it wasn't him who paid for the house. This made no difference to me, so I agreed, and the house they lived in is now in my name, and they live there for free. No problem with me. I never planned to tell her. Recently, I went back to my home country and decided to stay with my dad for half of my time there. I have a bedroom in the house. The whole time, Maria made it clear that I was an inconvenience and that me doing things with my dad was annoying her. But I'm not a confrontational person and I don't react much, so I let it go. However, 2 days before I was due to leave, she came into my room and saw that I had my dad's dog on the bed. Now, this is a dog that my dad has had since before he met Maria and that I raised. Maria does not allow him on her bed, which is fine, but I've always had him sleep on mine. She flipped out, saying this was the final straw, that she has had enough of me disrespecting her in her own home and that I had to leave. I tried to de-escalate the situation, saying we should just wait for my dad and sit down and talk this out. But she was adamant that I had to leave and that she had the authority to make me. After several minutes of me trying to explain to her that it was absurd to try to kick me out of my dad's house without talking to him, she said that what she said went, and since she married my dad, this is technically her house. I just chuckled and said, since my name is on the deed, it's technically my house, but there's no need to get technical, isn't there? We should just wait for my dad. She was shocked and left the room. When my dad came back, I told him what happened and he went to speak with her. There was a shouting match and she didn't speak to either of us until I left 2 days later. My dad is mad that I told her, which I get, but since then I've also gotten texts from her kids saying that I was the asshole for telling her and making her feel like she's a guest in the house. This isn't the case. She isn't a guest. She's a tenant. She doesn't pay rent, so maybe she's not. But so is my dad, and the only point I was trying to make was that she didn't have any business trying to kick me out of my father's house, let alone my own property. I didn't take it there until she did. That said, maybe I should have just left the ownership out and let my dad handle it. Was I wrong here?
No.
No.
Nah, like when you read the title, or when you started it, like a little bit after the title, I was like, okay, there's a few circumstances where it's okay to bring this up. And one of which is if, the stepmom is threatening to, assert something that she owns because she owns the house when, in all technicality, she doesn't. Yeah. So, obviously that was a messy move. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure the person who wrote that, knew. Mm-hmm. So, in a sense, kind of an asshole, but, really, really small, I think. Completely justified in saying that. It's just, you started a mess and you knew you would.
My thing is, she started it. All she did was end it. She started the shit. Her stepmom started it.
I don't think she ended it. She escalated it, though.
I bet you her stepmom won't ever try to kick her out again.
It depends. I'm kind of with Karina on this one. Look, that old saying, right? Don't start nothing, won't be nothing.
Exactly.
Okay? Nobody had to say anything or do anything. And when she did, now, I get the retaliation may not have been proportionate. Okay, it's kind of like I flick you in the ear and then you stab me in the eye, right? So I get it's a little, but you know what? There are people, they don't mess around. They just, fuck around and find out. I'm going right to the jugular. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. I'm not letting you get back up. Mm-hmm. That's a strategy.
Yeah.
That's, and sometimes that works. You got to go scorched earth.
Yeah.
Right? That's it. But so it's not like she didn't kind of ask for it. It definitely was disproportionate response, but I can't get mad at it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even doing a quarter dingleberry.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I was gonna say justified half dingleberry.
Maybe I'm saying like, yeah, barely. I'm not even prepared to do it.
Would you do it? Like if it was you, like and your stepmom was saying that to you, do you think you would have told her?
I could see myself doing that.
Me too. I would. Yeah.
It really depends. Look, my personality.
Yeah.
It really depends on how strong of a message I wanted to send. And I hate to say this, but as I am trained as an attorney, I'd have to ask myself, and what am I going to benefit if I do this? Basically, I hate to say it like this, what's in it for me? Okay, I could make this bitch feel terrible, right? I could embarrass her. I could put her business out there like that. I could put all her business in the street. What's that get me?
Exactly, nothing.
Right, and that's my point. So sometimes it's better to just shut the fuck up, right? And whatever, right? Again, now I also tend to like non-tense households. Yeah, you know. So
it's never comfortable.
Well, I'm saying there's lots of times where I could have, or maybe even should have gotten involved or said something, but I just don't find a lot of it worth my time or energy. Like I'd rather just like forget it and move on, you know. But not everybody can do that.
That's different, right? Like at the moment, the mom is kicking her out. The stepmom's kicking her
out.
Well,
that's right. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. It depends on the circumstances, right? And that's why maybe, you know, again, I don't know that I would have gone quite like that. Like, you know, kick me out of my own house, you fucking tenant. And by the way, where's my rent, bitch?
I mean, I would have called the police. Please escort her off the property.
You would. I know.
Please escort her off the property. She's trespassing. Thanks.
And then you'd be like a doll, and you'd bring her like a sandwich to jail. Like
I wouldn't.
No, that's true. You'd make her in jail.
Exactly.
Anyway, I mean, again, I will tell you the theme here, from what I've noticed so far, maybe it gets a little bit better. It really does feel like a lot of these are ramblings.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of what I'll call tinges of jealousy in each of these. And I guess that makes a little sense because people feel like replaced.
Yeah.
Or they feel like now, like you get a shiny new toy, so you know, like, you know,
you
whatever.
Forgot the other one.
Right, I'm not your favorite anymore. I get it. And most of the time, it's just people in their own mind. You know, that's not really what's going on, but okay, I get it. So.
All right. Next one is what would Eric do?
Okay.
Title is, My Daughter Chose Her Stepdad to Walk Her Down the Aisle. I, 46 male, have one daughter, 26 female, whose mom ran off when she was 7 and came back when she was 15, claiming she wanted a relationship with her daughter now. She gave it a chance and apparently got really close to her new stepdad. Apparently he's a really cool guy and likes similar things to her, like hockey, and also plays guitar like my daughter. I initially thought it was great that she was bonding with her stepdad and her mom. She's getting married to her fiancé, 30 male, who she has been dating for 4 years. I pitched in for the wedding, as did her mom, who put in at least $25,000 for the wedding. The day fast approaching, and she told me that she had chosen her stepdad to walk her down the aisle as they have really bonded over the past 11 years. I didn't say anything at the time, but I have already decided that I will not be going as I won't be disrespected like this. If she wants to be a happy family with her mom who abandoned her for 8 fucking years, go for it, but count me the fuck out. It wasn't either of them who went to all her hockey games. It wasn't them who paid for her tutoring or exams. And it wasn't.
That's exactly what I was saying.
It wasn't them who went through the financial hardships of working 3 jobs until she was 17. And it wasn't them who was here when she got her milestones. It was me. I won't be telling her I'm not coming. I just won't show up. So there's an update. Do you want me to read the update first?
Sure.
Okay. Update. I talked to my daughter and I told her that I wouldn't miss her wedding. Even if I was hurt by her choice to be her stepdad, I decided that I'll be there, even if her stepdad is the one to walk her down the aisle. She said the reason she chose him was because her mom insisted on it to help him feel accepted into the family. And if she refused to have her stepdad walk her down the aisle, her mom and her stepdad wouldn't come to the wedding and will cut her off completely. I asked if she really wants people like that in her life. I'm not sure what she told her mom, but her mom called me furious, claiming that I manipulated my daughter. But in 3 months, I will be walking my daughter down the aisle. So it got better after. But
poor daughter.
I know. Yeah. Like, imagine your mom, your deadbeat for 8 years mother coming back and it's like, yeah, bitch, you want me in your wedding? My husband better walk you down the aisle. Fuck your dad that raised you.
Petty ass family, bro. Like, petty ass family. I can't believe, like, it just sucks that both parents legitimately contemplated not going to this person's wedding.
That's what
Not because they, like, you know, did any, you know, it was solely over who would walk her down
the aisle. And they
it's
both
like,
were like,
dude, it's her day.
Yeah.
Like, let her choose. Like, I'm not saying that wouldn't hurt, you know, to not be the pick, right? But at the end of the day, like, it's her day and you got to treat it as such. I just feel like, I mean, obviously the mom is the biggest bitch out of everyone here. But The daughter's the biggest victim.
Yeah.
The dad...
I'd give the dad like a 1.5 dingleberry.
Yeah.
The mom has more like a 4.
Why would you give the dad?
Just when he contemplated not going to the wedding. That part. When he was like, I'm not going to go to the wedding. I'm not even going to tell her I'm not going to go.
Well, you're talking about her biological father.
Yes.
Yeah.
So as a dad, I get that reaction.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
And so I'm saying I don't know that I would give bio dad any dingleberries.
My dingleberries went away kind of when he talked to her, when he decided to.
But I'm just saying, I can understand, like, all of a sudden, you know, you're sort of... And I get that this was sort of a weird manipulation, and daughter felt like, you know, she's just sort of, like, stuck.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. It's almost like when your sister-in-law decides to have a direct chat with your sister, and it's all about the fucked up things you do, even though you actually didn't do them. Almost like that.
Yeah. You know, we could make a whole episode of just...
It's almost like?
No, just smash the story.
We should title the episode.
It's almost like... ...
And just... I bet you there's a ton of shit that you can find that would fit that bill.
Yeah, I'm going to try that.
And nobody will know which one, like, every time we start, it's almost like they don't know if it's going to be a Smashly joke or it's going to be like a regular Reddit post.
Exactly.
Okay, we'll plan for that. Okay, number 2. But no, look, honestly, I understand the dad's reaction.
Hell yeah.
It was knee-jerk. He was very hurt. I get why he was hurt.
We thought about it.
Yes. And then understood that regardless, it's his daughter's wedding. And, you know, hopefully, if he's lucky, he'll only have one to go to.
Right.
Right? And, you know, he won't have several.
He'll only have one to have to pay for, too.
Well, right. You know, because, you know, people get remarried all the time. But I'm just saying, honestly, bio mom, she gets 4 dingleberries.
That's 4 dingleberries.
She gaslit the shit out of her.
Like, oh, he has to be family. He's not going to feel like included in the family if you don't let him walk down the aisle. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, she
gaslit the shit out of her own daughter. And
he also could have just said, have both of them, your stepdad and your dad. That also could have been an idea.
I don't even know if stepdad
wants to do it. Right.
It might have been bio mom's way of just, see, she really does, like, whatever. You may not even ask for that. Because I can tell you, as a quasi stepfather, okay, if one of them were going to get married, right, I wouldn't be like, yo, you make sure that I walk her down or hit her. Like, no. I'm not going to take that away from someone else. That's not, especially if it's not my biological child.
Exactly.
And not that I'm picking, like, not like, well, only for my kids, not for you. No, I mean, I just think a dad would want to do that for his own child. And I'm not going to be I'm not the guy that's going to be like, no, yo, hey, Lucinda, you tell, like, baby Lucinda, if it's not
I
me,
have to
right.
do, yeah.
No.
I once heard a story like that the dad wanted her to, like, the stepmom wanted to have a stepmom dance at the wedding, I think. And, like, she was like, no, I'm not going to have that at my wedding. And the dad was like, well, we're not going if you're not going to have a dance with your mom. I'd agree with your stepmom because she's very hurt about it. And it's like, what?
I don't... Give me a second. I gotta collect thought. Because, no, it's sincere. Maybe because my particular personality might be a little different. I never quite understood how people just sort of take it upon themselves to become the defenders of others.
Exactly.
But if you ask, for example, my little brother Josh, he'll tell you I'm guilty of that all the time.
Yeah.
It's almost like I have a weird radar for the underdog. Okay? And believe it or not, that may be subconsciously why I stayed in bankruptcy practice.
Right.
Consumer bankruptcies, we deal with the underdog every day.
Every time, yeah.
Right? Big bad banks and creditors trying to foreclose on their homes and take away their belongings, and right? But so it might be like a weird sort of quirk, right? So I kind of get that, but I don't know.
All right, should we move on?
Yes.
All right, this one's titled.
Sorry, I just, as we're talking about all this, I have an idea.
Okay.
For an episode, but we're gonna have to do it like on a Saturday.
Okay.
Or something, or like not during the office, but we should do a weed episode, and we should just hit our pen.
Be high the whole time? Oh my god.
And we could review like a movie that we saw, like, right? Like let's
Pulp Fiction.
Let's get super zooted, watch Pulp Fiction, and then record a Pulp Fiction review. How about that?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
You know who did something like that? The host of Call Her Daddy. For one of her 420 episodes, got every in the middle of kind of like any thing she was talking about, she just hit her bong to see how high she could get during the episode.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. She was like super high.
That might be very fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's get on to the next one.
All right.
Nepo's got to go soon.
Yeah.
He's leaving us. Today's his last day in his summer internship, and he's immediately taking a flight on vacation.
I know. Crazy, huh?
Well, I get it. When you go back to law school, you're not going to get much more time off again. So
that's true.
Thank you.
I feel I'm not mad at that.
All right. Let's read the next one.
No haterade here.
No haterade here? No hater will always be here because I'm here.
That's true.
Exactly.
So we got haterade. It's just not an ice. It's not cold haterade.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Am I the asshole for pouring my drink on the table when my dad raised the glass for my stepmother and referred to her as the mother of his children?
I'm going to have to hear more. But initially, kind of.
Okay.
But maybe
I
not.
thought that too. I read the story. I felt like she's not. So.
Yeah, maybe not. Okay.
All right. My real mom died from cancer when I was 10. My dad remarried Julia when I was 13. Julia and I actually had a good relationship when they were dating, but the marriage destroyed any chance of us ever reconciling in any way. I'm 17 now. What happened was that my dad gave my mom's ring to Julia. This is the ring that my mom gave to me, literally took it off of her finger and put it in my hand on her final days. We had a huge fight when he did it, but they told me it's supposed to bring us all closer together. It didn't, and I still lost my mom's fucking ring. When my mom and dad married, it was my dad who took my mom's last name, so I have hers as well. After the proposal, I requested that my dad could either take Julia's last name or they could take my dad's maiden name, but I didn't want her to take my mom's last name.
Dad doesn't have a maiden name. Dads don't have maiden names. Okay? Fucking people.
So what is it for a man?
His given name. His last name.
Well, she wanted her to take his given last name. She was like, I didn't want Julia to take my mom's last name. But they didn't listen. A year later, when they had a baby together, they named her after my mom in the honor of her memory. Again, did not want that, but they didn't listen. My dad insisted...
Why is his daughter's fucking choice anyway in any of this? No, I'm serious.
The ring was fucked up.
Okay, maybe, but I don't mean to get offensive.
The ring was fucked up.
Fine. But not necessarily.
I think it's just that it's her mom. Like, they're doing this, and they don't know her.
Okay. I understand.
Yeah.
But if this were a bitter, nasty divorce,
right?
It's one thing. If new wife is on board with sharing the memory and honoring the memory,
that's weird though.
You know what? Yes, it sounds weird, but I want you to think about the incredible amount of love and tolerance you have to have being a new wife to a widow.
Yeah.
And being willing, naming your child and trying to be, and don't think for a second that's also not meant to somewhat appease the other kids that were from the prior marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Naming them after the mom. I'm telling you. This is not being done out of spite.
Okay.
No,
I don't think. I'm so far what I'm hearing.
Okay.
I mean, keep going, but I could see a whole other side to this.
Okay. So the baby has my mom's first and last name, despite having no connection to her in any way. Julia has also started to wear my mom's belongings, which is really weird to me, like her dresses, her shoes, her watches, and her jewelry. Julia's not a bad or evil person, and I liked her before these issues. But after all of this, there's just really no way for me to get along with her. We live in the same house, but I don't talk to her. Every once in a while, she'll talk, but it's not like she's willing to also get along with me either. Last night, we all went out for dinner for Julia's birthday, alongside relatives from her side of the family. I didn't want to go, but my dad gave me no choice. At the dinner table, I didn't really eat because I wasn't hungry. I only got a glass of water. During dinner, Julia was sitting right there wearing my mom's rings and earrings and dresses and shoes, and my dad tried to raise a glass and give her a toast.
Okay, that's a little weird with dressing the mom's clothes.
Yeah, that's super weird.
That part I get. All right. Okay. All right, keep going. But all right, so far that just got a little creepy.
Yeah. Okay. She said, my dad raised a glass and gave her and started to give her a toast, referring to her as his wife and the mother of his children. It's just two of us. I raised my glass and then poured the drink onto the table as people looked at me, and I said, she's not my mother. She said, please don't start something. And I said, well, you can steal her ring, her jewelry, her clothes, her shoes, and her name, and it doesn't make you her. And I asked my dad if I could be excused, and I left. When they came back home, my dad talked to me and told me that he didn't mean it when he said children, that he knows she's not my mother, and he didn't mean it like that. But I didn't need to make a scene. I told him that I didn't want to go, and he made me go, and then he referred to her as my mother, so that's on him. Later, him and Julia asked me what it would take for her to stop this war and for us to start over. I said, honestly, it's very simple. Julia gives me back my mom's ring, and she will not use any of my mom's belongings anymore. I told him, the kid, whatever, I don't care anymore. I know it's not realistic to change his mind. Julia said no, she won't stop doing that. So I told him, well, then leave me the fuck alone. My dad said I'm being the asshole by creating an impossible situation. Am I the asshole here?
I mean, like, it sounds like she's still grieving to some extent, right? Like, so that's why, although some things that she did I feel like might be petty or overdramatic, I don't think that she's the asshole.
Me neither.
Yeah, no, I think, like, the ring thing, the clothes, and the jewelry thing, it is a little bit weird. Also, like, why didn't the daughter get that stuff?
She did. The ring was given.
No, yeah, the ring, yes, but, like, the clothes and the jewelry and
I'm sure it was in the house, and she probably just came in and started wearing it, which is weird, too. I wouldn't want to wear a dead person's clothes.
No, I wouldn't want to either. I'm wondering maybe if it's more the dad that pushes some of this.
It sounds like it.
You know, like maybe trying to almost make her like the wife he lost. Maybe. I mean, I'm serious. It could be like his grief might be that deep that he's essentially just recreating her.
Yeah, that could be it.
And honestly, if that's what's happening, I get the daughter's reaction, but she's mad at the wrong person.
Yeah.
Because new mom or new wife or whatever, the not dead one, may really just be trying to appease husband. And help. Because some people, I know, we had a friend of the family. He lives in Seattle now, but he lived down here. His name is Al. I don't think he listens. And in fact, he and I used to have Facebook fights all the time because he's like very pro-Trump and I'm very anti.
Yeah.
But we've known him for a long time. His wife passed away, breast cancer. Her name was Dee. She was an amazingly great woman.
Right.
I don't believe to this day Al ever remarried. And Dee passed away 20-some years ago. I think even before I got married.
Yeah.
Originally. That was more than 24 years ago. Some people are just that in love.
Yeah.
And they just, they can never find that replacement.
Right.
Now, it's also possible that the dad is that deep but doesn't realize it, or maybe he is now. I don't know. There could be a lot more going on the surface. Just based off of what daughter wrote, I don't think she's totally wrong.
Right.
You know, I could see where she would react that way. Yes, again, if this were me, I probably wouldn't have made the scene. I would have talked to dad privately.
Yeah.
And stepmom. I would have been like, look, I really think we should clear the air here.
You're not my mom.
Right. This makes me very uncomfortable. Dad, why would you say that? Yeah. Right.
Why would you wear my mom's clothes? Right. Like I would really have to get down to that. Why are you wearing my mom's clothes? Like that's weird.
And honestly, you don't know what the daughter may want of her mom's. And now she may not want them because stepmom is like putting them on and, you know, whatever. I don't know. Again, you can just wash them and but I get it. There's like a lot more to this. So I am going to abstain from issuing any dingleberries in this one. I think it could go either way. Too many different. There's too much we don't know still on this one. So I'm gonna give everybody a pass. This is a non-Feldman scale of shame rating here. Okay.
All right. Excellent. Title is: Am I the asshole for forcing my stepdaughter to cut her hair? Imagine forcing your stepchild to cut their hair. Yeah.
I force my own kids to cut their hair. Well, you know, I don't need stepkids for that. Just saying. Shit.
You wouldn't force Maya to cut her hair.
When she was younger, yes, you're going for it because kids don't like the barber. They don't like haircuts.
That's true.
Matthew used to give me shit all the time.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get into this one. Let's see what you think.
Okay. Now, if she's like 26,
no. She's 11.
Oh, okay.
A fucking brat.
You don't make kids cut their hair.
Yes, you do. 11-year-olds don't know. All right, go ahead.
Okay. I, 31, met my husband, 34 male, 8 years ago, and we have been married for 6. He has an 11-year-old daughter from a previous relationship. I work from home, so I mainly end up taking care of her. I have since she was young. We have generally a good relationship. She stays at her mother's most weekends, and she has an incredibly long, blonde, wavy hair, just past her bottom. It's a nightmare to take care of. It frequently tangles, and she always needs help brushing it and styling it.
She just like complimented the shit out of it. It's like, and it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not a morning person, and I do not like having to wake up early to do kids' hair. It's expensive to maintain as she requires more products because she insists on using hair oils that can cost around $11, and she insists she has to use curly hair shampoo instead of regular shampoo and conditioner, which is often over $10 per bottle. I kind of say yes, it does, but also I couldn't use regular shampoo either. It would fuck my hair up. So. And she goes through it at a fast rate. She won't use a regular brush on it because she insists it breaks her hair and it hurts, so she uses a wide tooth comb, which takes a long time to brush when she could be doing other more productive things, such as homework or helping me with chores. I decided she had become obsessed with her hair, and I do not want her to become vain, so I decided it needed to be cut. I don't see it as a big deal, as I have always had shoulder-length hair, as my hair does not grow very fast, and I get frequent trims. It's a lot more practical. I took her to the hairdressers as normal. In the car on the way down, She said that she wants to make sure the hairdresser does not cut too much of her hair. I politely explained that I would like her to cut her hair to the shoulder length like me because it has become a burden. At first, she thought I was joking, but when she realized I was serious, she started crying. When we got to the salon, the hairdresser was reluctant to cut her hair due to the tears and her saying, please don't cut my hair. But I explained the troubles we were having to maintain it and assured it cutting it would be best for her. In the end, the stylist agreed and cut her hair. The stylist braided her hair and then cut it. She could keep what was cut. Her hair was now just past her shoulder length.
She could keep what was like, did she take her fucking cut hair and put it in a bag and take it home?
The hairdresser basically braided it so she could take it home. I guess the mom was like, let her have it since she's crying about it.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
This is, I don't even want to hear the rest. This is abuse.
Yes.
I'm sorry, this
yes.
is fucking child abuse.
Yeah.
You fucking disgusting slag.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? This poor fucking kid, right? She can't help how her hair comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Why should she have to do that? Because you don't want to spend the extra $3 between the one type of fucking shampoo or whatever and the other type. You fucking cheap,
I think it's jealousy.
Nasty. It is.
Yeah.
You fucking cunt.
It's jealousy. Your hair can't grow past your shoulders, that's why you cut it.
Fucking, she scored a solid 0 on the Feldman scale of shame. A full 5 Dingleberry Lizzo asshole on this one. Fucking Lizzo's big mama's ass. That's the Dingleberry she's coming out.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
Fuck you. This poor fucking child. And then to make her sit there crying. And by the way, hey, I don't mean to stereotype, but I bet you anything it was a gay hairdresser who starts crying with her.
Probably.
Like, like together.
Yeah.
Like,
and I know a lot of hairdressers actually, if the child is like crying like that, they won't do it. They
course,
no, we can't. Like,
because all you need is for a child to jerk their head or you fucking clip their ear.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, you fucking nasty bitch. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I don't know that there are no words.
Exactly.
I'm serious. I didn't realize how bad
the dad left her and the dad was like, I can't be with you and I can't trust my child with you.
Damn right.
Like, he told her, he was like, if it was so much of an issue, why didn't you even tell me? Like, you never vocalized that it was an issue. I could do her hair.
No, this is very much that, like we were saying, like kids are going to come first.
Yeah.
And you just can't do that kind of
stuff.
Yeah.
And my thing is, she's saying it was just long and wavy. Wavy's not even as curly as mine.
It's not even
and it's
that. It's all bullshit.
It is,
This is about power and control.
Yeah.
Okay? Let me put it like this. If, and I'm being serious, if the extra $3 really puts a pinch...
Yeah.
Because, by the way, they don't fucking buy shampoo bottles daily.
No.
Okay?
No.
She's not burning $3 a day.
She also doesn't wash her hair
$3 a month or whatever.
Exactly.
Okay? If that.
Exactly.
It's all bullshit excuses to justify her fucking evil stepmother, cunty behavior.
Exactly.
Fucking Cinderella mom.
Literally, that's what it reminded me of. Like a Cinderella stepmom.
Get in your fucking carriage and get the fuck out of here.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. So that's so jealous.
If I were dad, and I heard this whole story, I'd give it to her one more time, just to, okay? And then she'd get the divorce papers the next day.
Oh, I would shave her head off while she sleeps.
Oh, that's good.
A good one too.
I would shave her head. I would. Like if someone, I love my hair, so if someone would have cut my shit.
I say the most savage thing I can.
No.
In comes
goes lower.
Hurricane fucking bobs in from the side. You with the pick and roll.
I'm shaving her head.
Right? The pick and roll right around and just bam. That bitch would have a shaved head, eyebrows, the whole fucking thing. Okay?
Just nair instead of shampoo.
Yeah, nair in the shampoo bottle.
She would leave the Sasquatch coochie and she would shave the rest of her body.
Nair in the shampoo bottle.
Bam.
All right, let's get to the last one now then.
Okay, last one.
Title is, Am I the asshole for asking my stepdad to pay rent to live in the house that I own after he asked me to pay the rent once I turned 18? Okay.
I'm going to have to hear all the details on this one. It's a little weird.
I will be 18 in a couple of months.
Yay.
My stepfather of 5 years gave me the heads up that I'm going to need to start paying a fair rent to continue living in the house after I turned 18. The house we currently live in belonged to my dad, who died when I was 6. My mom and dad were never married, so I inherited the house. And my mom and I have lived here since then, and my stepfather moved in after they got married. Looks like my stepfather was under the impression that my mom owned the house. I told him that it's not happening as I own the house. Why the fuck would I pay him? He laughed at me and didn't believe me. I talked it out with my mom, and she confirmed that she never told him that the house was hers. He now knows the truth. So the reality is, he believed it was completely fair to ask me to pay rent when he didn't know that I own the house. So it's only fair that I ask him to pay me rent now too, right?
Yes.
Well, last night I gave him the heads up that if he continued to plan to live here after I turned 18, that's fine, but he's going to have to start paying me fair rent as well. My stepfather believes that it's unfair and it's a sudden change and he needs more time. And what I'm doing is being heartless because you don't do this to family. Well, he was prepared to do it to me. So I asked him what's the difference. He said he did it to help me gain independence and prepare me for adult life, and that's part of growing up.
By the way, there is something to that. Yeah. I don't know if that's true, but that's actually a viable excuse. Right? You want to teach your kids how to budget, how to be responsible. Yeah. They know that they have rent due on the first. Yeah. So I could see that. Again, I don't think that's what happened here, but A for effort on the excuse, pal.
And he was like, you're doing this out of spite. I told him that if I needed to pay rent to learn to be an adult, then what does that make him? Living here rent-free. He told me that I was out of line and the conversation ended. My mom believes he made a mistake asking me to pay the rent, but I'm being spiteful and it's wrong of me to push for this as it will result in our family being torn apart. Am I the asshole here?
No. I mean, she might have taken it a little too far. Maybe this was about making a point, and I would say point made.
Exactly.
Well received. Again, I don't necessarily buy stepdad being like, I just want you to get smart and responsible.
You know what part I didn't understand, though? He never asked if they pay rent on the house, right? Like, he never found that out either.
I just want to get something straight. Because it's almost like when your sister-in-law moves into your house for free with her kid
and her dog
and her fucked up, stinky old dog, and then wants you to pay for her shit on top of it. Almost like that.
And her boyfriend with one leg.
The one leg, yes. There's hurricane. All hurricane, buddy. All right.
Yeah, I don't think she's the asshole. I probably would have done it too. And I would have been like, and if you can't, adios.
I don't think she was being an asshole. I think she was being clever.
Yeah.
Right? I think she was being a little bit of a stingray on that one. I think, what's the term you guys use? She clapped back.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I think. And when I say that, I mean with her hand. She clapped. No, there's a whole TikTok thing now. You never see this guy?
Which guy?
Okay. You ever seen the plastic hands, like you wave them back and forth and they clap?
Yeah.
Like the plastic ones, like pop, whatever. So this guy, he's so fucking funny. He looks for couples, like in a mall or a Walmart or whatever. Yeah. He always looks for large peaches. Okay? And then he's like, walks right up on him. Fucking boyfriend's right there. He's like, damn, that shit clap or what? What's up? I want to find out. And he's got the fucking plastic thing hidden, right around there. So, seconds before the boyfriend's about to beat his ass, he goes, look, see, clap. Is it clap or not? Is it yours? I'm trying to find out tonight. Anyway, it's so fucking funny. But that's what I understood what clapping means. So when I say, daughter just clapped back, I don't mean that way.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I think it was like, she came back, she was like, fine, like, I had to pay rent. My thing is, if he's not paying rent, right? How the fuck are you going to ask somebody else to pay rent?
Do you see the wheels turning in her
head? Because, think about it. Like, he's not paying rent. But he's like, but you are going to pay rent. Like, that shit is crazy.
That might be why a tiny bit of what he said might be true.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's hard for me to think he was, straight hypocritical like that. So I could see where he's like, look, and the other thing, too, because there was a point where I was going to do that with one of my kids.
Right.
And then I was just going to put the money away.
Yeah.
And then every month they would pay some stupid amount just to teach them that this is an obligation.
Yeah.
And then when they were ready to move out, they're like, look, all the $100 a month, the $200 a month you paid.
I had a friend whose parents said that. Yeah.
This is how much it was. It was 12 months, $2,400. That's your security deposit, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. I almost did that, but then I was like, honestly, I just didn't want to bother. Like, if I had to remember.
Yeah.
I want to open a separate savings account. I'm too fucking tired.
Yeah.
Anyway. But, so that's why maybe there's a little bit of truth to it. Like, I
maybe.
I
but those are your kids.
But I can see doing it for a stepchild, too. Yeah. Especially if it's been for a while.
Yeah.
Okay? Now that I know even better that, stepdad has no fucking assets anyway.
Right.
Yeah, he really needs to be nice. Right? Or else he
I feel like he wanted to pocket that money, though.
Well, so what? I'm just saying, if it was, look, you're 18, you need to work part-time. Look, I can tell you that my parents, their position was when I turned 18, if you're not in college, you better get a job.
Yeah.
You're not sitting home. Right? And of course, they would much rather I go to college, but that was it.
Yeah.
If you don't go to college or get a job,
you're out. Yeah. That was my parents.
Now, I was never quite like that with my kids. Most of my kids, they didn't take any breaks in college like I did. They all, so far, they're all going straight through. Matthew's up in the air still. The jury's still out with him. But for the other two, the oldest and Maya, Danielle and Maya, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's still, at the end of the day, I I don't know that he was really the asshole here. It's just kind of funny and ironic.
Yeah, I think it was hilarious.
Right? And good for daughter for being like, yo, you know what, stepdad Billy, guess what? The house that you're in is actually mine.
It's mine, bitch. How about that?
Now, if I were Billy's stepdad, I'd be like, okay, well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you $300 a month, but you pay the utilities and you buy the groceries and you pay your car insurance. Like, we don't know what else maybe he's paying for.
Yeah.
That's also why it might really be a lesson. Because I can tell you without shame, I pay for all my kids' shit.
Yeah.
Even though 2 of them are already adults and 2 of them work, 1 full time. I just, as a parent, I like to do that. I want them to get ahead. I want them to have more time to save. Okay, and thank God, at least I'm at a position where I can afford it most of the time. So, okay. But I also understand the need for responsibility. Again, if I'm going to do anything, I'd say both or maybe a quarter dingleberry, barely, because I don't think either of them had ulterior motives, but I think they got a little snarky.
Yeah.
You know? But I don't think it started off like fucked up.
Did the stepdad, did it say if the stepdad talked to the mom about
it? Didn't. That's what I was saying.
Because that's the only thing where, there could be some dingleberries. If he really was just, it's one thing to, want to teach them a lesson, right? Which I think is, valid, especially at that age. But it's another thing if he was just going to, not tell the mom, have her pay him rent directly, and he just pockets it. That feels a little dirty to me.
I think there's a 0% chance daughter wouldn't have said something to mom.
No, probably.
I would have brought it to my mom directly. I would have been like, Mom, do you want me to pay it to you this month or stepdad?
You know what I'm saying? That's why it's stepdad Billy, unless he's super stupid. Right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Okay, so before you tell them where they can find us, I want to thank Nepo for his summer internship with the firm and wish you publicly the best of luck as you prepare for your second year of law school.
Thank you.
You don't need me to tell you, it only gets harder. But getting through the first year is the biggest challenge. A lot of people don't make it. The matriculation rate can be crazy that first year. So you've already accomplished more than probably a good percentage of your class just by getting to this point. And so keep us posted with your progress because we will, I'm sure our audience at some point is a little bit vested. Karina's looking at our equipment like maybe it didn't record just now.
Oh, no, I did.
Okay. Anyway, so now, Hurricane. Tell them where they can find us.
After your little speech.
That was it.
Is that the cheer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Nepo Baby, for being here as your last one. We hope to see you soon. We appreciate all the support. Remember, you can find us on Instagram at the Bensamba Confirm, and our podcast Instagram is at the Late Podcast. You can find us on Twitter and TikTok at Bensamba Confirm. You can visit our website at eblawfirm.us, or you can email us at info@eblawfirm.us. Bye, guys.
See you guys.
Bye. Guess what? The house that you're in is actually mine.
It's mine, bitch. How about that?
Now, if I were Billy's stepdad, I'd be like, okay, well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you $300 a month, but you pay the utilities. And you buy the groceries, and you pay your car insurance. Like, we don't know what else maybe he's paying for.
That's
also why it might really be a lesson. Because I can tell you without shame, I pay for all my kids' shit.
Yeah.
Even though 2 of them are already adults and 2 of them work, 1 full time. I just, as a parent, I like to do that. I want them to get ahead. I want them to have more time to save. Okay, and thank God, at least I'm at a position where I can afford it most of the time. So, okay. But I also understand the need for responsibility. Again, if I'm going to do anything, I'd say both or maybe a quarter dingleberry, barely, because I don't think either of them had ulterior motives, but I think they got a little snarky.
Yeah.
But I don't think it started off like fucked up.
Did the stepdad, did it say if the stepdad talked to the mom about
it? Didn't. That's what I was saying.
Because that's the only thing where, there could be some dingleberries. If he really was just, it's one thing to, want to teach them a lesson, right? Which I think is, valid, especially at that age. But it's another thing if he was just going to, not tell the mom, have her pay him rent directly, and he just pockets it. That feels a little dirty to me.
I think there's a 0% chance daughter wouldn't have said something to mom.
Probably.
I would have brought it to my mom directly. I would have been like, Mom, do you want me to pay it to you this month or stepdad?
You know what I'm saying? That's why it's stepdad Billy, unless he's super stupid. Right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Okay, so before you tell them where they can find us, I want to thank Nepo for his summer internship with the firm and wish you publicly the best of luck as you prepare for your second year of law school.
Thank you.
You don't need me to tell you, it only gets harder. But getting through the first year is the biggest challenge. A lot of people don't make it. The matriculation rate can be crazy that first year. So you've already accomplished more than probably a good percentage of your class just by getting to this point. And so keep us posted with your progress, because we will, I'm sure our audience at some point is a little bit vested. Karina's looking at our equipment like maybe it didn't record just now.
Oh, no, I did.
Okay. Anyway, so now, Hurricane. Tell them where they can find us.
After your little speech.
That was it.
Is that the cheer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Nepo Baby, for being here as your last one. We hope to see you soon. We appreciate all the support. Remember, you can find us on Instagram at the Bensamba Confirm, and our podcast Instagram is at the Late Podcast. You can find us on Twitter and TikTok at Bensamba Confirm. You can visit our website at eblawfirm.us, or you can email us at info@eblawfirm.us. Bye, guys.
See you guys.
Bye.
All right.